Good morning. I want to share a devotion this morning from Lamentations chapter 3. About a week or so ago, I started thinking about the verse that says that the Lord's mercies are new every day. And for myself, pretty much every day when I pray, I'll say something like, Lord, I'm so thankful that your mercies are new every day and that your grace is sufficient. Just kind of a combination of a few verses that I really love. But I really didn't know exactly where it was found at in Lamentations, or I didn't really know how to adequately quote the verse. I didn't know it word for word. And so I just got kind of curious and I wanted to just dig into it a little more. So I started reading Lamentations and I was so not prepared for what I found. I just want to read to you the beginning of the chapter to kind of give you an idea of where Jeremiah was at, and then we'll go on from there. It says, I am the man that has seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. He hath led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light. Surely against me is he turned. He turneth his hand against me all the day. My flesh and my skin hath he made old. He hath broken my bones. He hath builded against me and compassed me with gall and travail. He hath set me in dark places, as they that be dead of old. He hath hedged me about that I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy. Also when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer. And I'm not going to read all of it, but if you continue to read, there's just more and more of that same kind of stuff of just, Jeremiah was in a horrible, horrible place. I mean, just the things that I read right there, feeling like that the Lord had broken his bones, and that when he cried out to the Lord, that the Lord was just shutting out his prayer. I mean, that is enough to make anybody depressed. And I'm sure Jeremiah, it really seems like he had to be well on his way to being depressed. But I love when I get on down a little farther, he's talking about remembering his affliction and his misery. And he says, my soul hath them still in remembrance and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. So this is where it starts getting good. It is of the Lord's mercies or that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. Now just think about that. His compassions fail not. How many times do my compassions fail? Probably rather frequently. You want to show compassion toward others, but after a while, if things don't go the way we think they should, then the compassion starts to fail. And I think that's just human nature. But I am so thankful that the Lord's compassions do not fail and his mercies are new every day. And it's talking, it says, because his compassions fail not, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is the faithfulness of the Lord. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul, therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. And it just goes on and on. I highly encourage you to read this whole chapter. There are so many wonderful, wonderful, encouraging verses in it. But I especially love these. Just thinking about this. Look at the change in Jeremiah. He started out this chapter so low, just talking about so many horrible things that he felt, such discouraging, depressing things. But when did he start to have hope? It was when he started dwelling on the things that on the Lord's mercy and on his faithfulness. The same is true of us. When we start dwelling on the Lord's mercies and on his faithfulness, rather than on the bad things, on the depression maybe that we feel, or the fact that we feel like we can't get through to God. I'll just share my personal battle lately has been my prayer life. It's not a lack of effort. I come in here and try to pray every day, but sometimes when I kneel down to pray, it's like I'm up against a wall. There's just no words. But I think that that's something that's probably pretty common. I know I've been through it before, and I know that with, consistent, coming back and just diligently trying, that it will change. It will get better, because the Lord honors our faithfulness and our effort. But just thinking about this, I'm telling you, when we start dwelling on the good things of the Lord, when we start looking at his faithfulness and his mercy and just rejoicing in that and being thankful for that, boy, it changes our perspective, and we realize that the Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. Our hope is in him, It's not in anything else that we can, there's nothing in this life that we can really put our hope in, because it's been proven that it'll all fail. People will fail, things will fail, money, it'll all fail. But if we put our hope in the Lord, He will not fail. But this has been heavy on my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope that it has encouraged you the way that it encouraged me, and I highly encourage you to read this chapter 3 of Lamentations and dwell on these verses. There is a lot of really good stuff in here. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the devotion.